Hey, Paul Evans here, surf journalist and broadcaster, and today we're talking fins once again. This time it's when to choose between your thruster and your quad sets. Don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the Akewatu channel, get all the videos as they drop. All right, today we're going to talk about two configurations of your fins. Quad, that's 4 fins, thruster, that's 3. For the more observant among you, if you look at your board, you may have noticed there's 5 boxes on the bottom of your board. You're scratching your head a bit, hang on. Quad 4, thruster 3, that makes 7. I've got 5 boxes. Well, you're going to use the front 2 for your quad and your thruster setup. Then you have an option. Thruster has a middle fin, the quad fins, the 2 on the side. But when to switch? Should you switch? How's it going to affect your surfing? Let's find out. You're going to find combo fin sets that contain everything you need for a thruster and a quad setup. We've got the Twiggy fin here from Futures. We've got the AM Almeric Shaper series from FCS, other great brands of fins, all available on Akewatu. But 2 good ones here, and within this set of fins, 5 fins in each set, you're going to have loads of flexibility and versatility to switch out in the same board according to the conditions. Okay, so we've got these bad boys set up as a thruster, 3 of them in there. As you can see, your center fin is what you're pivoting around, and that makes for pretty easy transitions when you're surfing. Your classic surfing movements, all about going from one rail to the other, inside rail off the bottom, outside rail off the top, etc. And a thruster is just that really reliable feel. You're kind of like looking to where you want to go on a wave. A thruster setup's going to help you get there. Usually having any 2 fins engaged at one time makes it quite easy to switch to the other one between these 2. So a thruster, you go to setup. If you're not totally sure what kind of setup you want, this is a good place to go, and super versatile, can be used on anything, small waves, big waves. A thruster setup is pretty familiar, very stable, and that classic feel when you're up and riding. Okay, we switched over to our quad setup simply by swapping out our center fin from the thruster and putting in the rear fins from the quad setup. You can see they're quite a bit smaller than the front fins. Now, when you're going to change to a quad setup, what does it do? What sort of waves? Generally speaking, you're going to use a quad in bigger waves or slightly hollower waves, want a little bit more grip. Or alternatively, you can see it as well in a smaller wave design. This more performance quad setup is probably, you're going to be using that when it's slightly hollower, and essentially you're just getting quite a bit more grip. So the quad, obviously with 4 fins, is just giving you that extra bite. You can do a couple of things maybe a thruster doesn't quite do, particularly backside. You can high line and you can keep quite nice grip high up on the face, on a steep face, almost get that sort of upside down feeling when you're surfing backside. Also great for, as soon as you stand up, it's going to take speed straight away. As soon as you get to your feet, you're up and driving, picking up a ton of speed. And on a thruster, you're going to need to give it a little bit more, just that initial kind of squirt speed. Disadvantages of a quad setup: it's not quite as sensitive as a thruster. It can be a little bit harder to transition from rail to rail, and it can just tend to track you out a little bit wider onto the shoulder. So a different feeling. Definitely something good when you need a little bit more grip, a little bit more confidence. A quad's going to offer you that. What's cool about having a combo fin setup, having the option of thruster to quad, let's say you're going away on a trip, you're surfing the thruster maybe most of the time. Then there's the bigger day, the day of the trip, 6 foot, pumping, low tide, super hollow. Just to give you a little bit more confidence, a little bit more grip and that extra stability, change over to the quad setup. Okay, to give you an idea of a quad setup on a smaller wave design, this is actually what they call a split keel. But essentially, for smaller days, a quad setup, the split keel, it's like one keel fin split, as the name suggests. And that would just give you an idea of how you can use a quad for smaller days. So when it's weak, and you really need that little bit of help generating drive, a quad can work for you too. So tends to be at kind of either ends of the spectrum, maybe stepping down in this case, or stepping up with your more performance quad set. Quad can be good for both slightly smaller and slightly bigger waves. Okay, so if you ever wondered why you got 5 fin boxes in the bottom of the shortboard, now you know. You got that option to go between thruster and quad. As we've discussed, get your combo sets from FCS or Futures. Check them out on Akewatu. Loads of other options available too. But everything you need there for a whole range of conditions, so you can really change the performance and the feel of your board by simply changing your fins and switching between thruster, quad, back to thruster again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, get these videos as they drop. We'll see you next time.